Hello, my name is Ava Johnson. I'm from Bowie, Maryland. I'm a senior at the National Cathedral School, and I'm applying for the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation multi-year scholarship. Outside of school, I helped plan a leadership conference for local students, and the legislative chair in the Prince George's County chapter of Jack and Jill, volunteer at Children's National Hospital in D.C., and briefly interned as a congressional aide this past summer. At school, I tutor history and Latin, play volleyball and basketball, lead the Black Student Union, and serve as a representative on our equity board. My academic interests span pretty much every area. I love my STEM classes and am a member of my school's Science Journal Club, which explores current research in these fields. I also enjoy learning Latin, which I've studied for 6 years now, and I've received summa cum laude multiple times for my score on the National Latin exam. On top of this, I'm a huge history buff and enjoy learning about political science and how the past influences, and sometimes predicts, are present. I use my strong foundation in these areas to lead my We the People Club, a constitutional debate team that has won the DC state competition 3 consecutive times and will be competing at nationals again this spring. My favorite subjects by far, though, are biology and political science, which I hope to double major in college. In the fall, I'll be attending the prestigious University of Chicago, where I'm excited to study under world-renowned professors and get involved with volunteer work around the city. After getting my education, I want to join the less than 3% of Black genetic counselors and research genetic conditions while I guide families through genetic testing and treatments for potential diagnoses. I also want to be a disability rights lobbyist and advocate to protect and further the freedoms of Americans regardless of ability level. Together, these career paths will allow me to further the work I started with my Girl Scout Gold Award. The Gold Award is the highest honor a Girl Scout can receive, and it is earned from doing a significant service project. For mine, I wanted to educate Maryland voters on the issues kids with disabilities are facing and empower them to use their vote to create real change. I spent over 80 hours interviewing local advocates and lawyers, creating videos on the history of disability rights, and formed a website to keep voters up to date on critical legislation. I was inspired to act because my younger sister Aria has a rare genetic disorder called Pierce syndrome that causes her to have various developmental disabilities. I've seen the measures my parents have had to go through just to get her anything from proper care to an education, and I want to work towards a future where these problems are eradicated. I want to use what I learned in the classroom and my community itself to lead change that spans from the medical field and to legislative measures. According to a 2017 study from Reuters, 50% of Black disabled people will be arrested by the time they're 28, and around 55% of people killed by police officers have some type of disability. There's clearly an intersection between ableism and racism in our country, and I want to educate myself and fellow citizens on ways to combat this. Creating a more accessible and inclusive society benefits us all, and I believe this starts with education. I've already dedicated my time toward educating others through diversity and leadership conferences, tutoring, and my Gold Award, but this is only the beginning. With the financial support of this scholarship, I will be able to dedicate more of my time to giving back, educating, and striving for improvements in my community, all while I finish my studies without such a large monetary burden. And I would be truly honored to receive this recognition from such a historic group of visionaries. Thank you for your consideration.